Hey everyone, we're calling this the silver surge for a very good reason. There is a massive wave building in the precious metals market, and right now, silver is riding the very crest of it. In this explainer, we're going to break down what is causing these absolutely unprecedented rallies and, where this could all be heading. So let's dive right in. Okay, just to put this in perspective, silver's price has basically doubled this year. That is a 100% gain. It's the best performing major asset on the entire planet. And it's leaving stocks, real estate, and even Bitcoin completely in the dust. I mean, what an incredible run. So, the huge question is why, right? Why is silver, after kind of lagging behind for years, suddenly on this historic tear? Well, to find the answer, we have to follow the clues. And our first stop is the big picture, the global economy. It really seems like there's a perfect storm brewing right now, and it's being driven by several major macroeconomic factors that are all coming together to create this uniquely bullish case for precious metals. First up, the US dollar. Deutsche Bank is out here warning of a triple whammy of risk for the dollar. Now, this is absolutely critical because precious metals are priced in dollars. So the rule of thumb is pretty simple. When the dollar's value falls, the price of silver and gold tends to rise. So a weakening dollar could be the first huge catalyst for this whole surge. And at the exact same time, the real economy is showing some pretty serious signs of trouble. This right here is the Chicago Purchasing Managers Index. It's a key economic indicator. As you can see, any reading below 50 means contraction, and the latest number is a dismal 36.3. This kind of weakness puts immense pressure on the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates, which, historically, makes precious metals like silver way more attractive to investors. But, it's not just about the wider economy. There's a really fascinating drama unfolding inside the silver market itself, a crisis of supply that we're calling the physical silver squeeze. So to really get what's going on, you have to know the difference between paper and physical silver. The paper market, that's just financial contracts that promise you silver. But here's the catch. It is reportedly over-leveraged more than 100 to 1. Think about that. That means for every 100 ounces of silver promised on paper, there might only be one single ounce of actual physical metal sitting in a vault. And right now, everyone is scrambling for the real thing. And the demand for that physical silver, it's coming from all sides. Industrial use, think EVs, solar panels, and AI, is at its tightest on record. And at the same time, investors, from regular people like us to massive exchange-traded funds, are all piling in. This is creating an absolute perfect storm of demand for a supply that is rapidly shrinking. And the result is what Deutsche Bank is calling an extraordinary shortage. The vaults are literally running out of metal. Key physical stockpiles, like the ones in Shanghai, have reportedly just slumped to decade lows because they're trying to cover shortages in places like London. There just isn't enough physical metal to go around. Hey, just a quick pause here. If you're finding this explainer valuable, please just take a second to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us keep making more content just like this for you. Thanks. Okay, so this brings us to a bit of a paradox. With record demand and a vanishing supply, why on earth has silver's price been held down for so long? The source material we're digging into suggests that this market has been under some significant and maybe even artificial pressure. This timeline tells such a compelling story. Silver hit a peak of around $50 an ounce way back in 1980. Then it hit that same peak again in 2011. According to the source, every single time the price got close to these historic highs, it was suppressed. It's only now, decades later, that it's finally punching through that long-standing ceiling. And look, these claims of manipulation aren't just some theory. A former JP Morgan trader actually pleaded guilty to manipulating the US metals market for years. He even stated he learned the techniques from senior traders and that his supervisors knew exactly what he was doing. This adds a pretty powerful layer to the whole story of silver's price history. So, this all sets the stage for what's known as a short squeeze. This is when the people who bet on a price decrease are forced to buy back in as the price just skyrockets, which only pushes it even higher. And if you're short on silver, but you can't find any physical metal to cover your position, well, you've got a major, major problem. This is the dynamic that is allegedly unfolding right now. So, let's pull all these threads together. The big macroeconomic shifts, this crazy physical supply crisis, and a long history of market pressure. What happens next? Where could this possibly be heading? To get a sense of the potential here, let's just compare silver to gold.
Since 1980, gold is up over 6 times its price. Silver, on the other hand, is only just now getting past the price it hit over 40 years ago. This huge difference suggests to some that a massive revaluation is way overdue.
So what would that look like? Well, if silver were to simply catch up to gold's performance since 1980, that's a 600% rise. Its price would, according to the source's calculation, be over $200 an ounce. I mean, that is just a staggering figure compared to today.
And the catalysts for a move like that, they all seem to be converging right now. The physical squeeze is getting more intense every single day. We're starting to see large institutions buy gold for their portfolios, and silver could be next. And get this, in 2025, the U.S. is reportedly set to classify silver as a critical mineral, which would tighten the supply landscape even more.
So, it all leads us back to one final, really powerful question. In a market where physical supply is disappearing, where industrial and investor demand is absolutely exploding, and where the historical price mechanisms might be breaking down, what is the true value of silver? That is the question at the very heart of this incredible market moment.